Israeli-American Alec Birkin was supposed to marry his fiancée Danielle this week when war broke out. The couple canceled their wedding, scrambled to get 50 of their loved ones who traveled to Israel out of the country, and then took action, raising money for the Israeli Defense Force. Joining me right now, Alec Birkin, a resident of Jaffa, Israel. Alec, thank you for your time.
Hi, Lindsay. Thanks for having me on tonight.
I just want to first ask you how you and Danielle and all of your loved ones are.
We're okay. You know, it's obviously tough days that we're experiencing, that everyone across this land is experiencing. We pretty quickly mourned the loss of our wedding. I would say myself first on Saturday, right when I saw the video of the Hamas terrorists who had entered Israel. And I think it took Danielle another 24 hours when I was really broken down and needed her, you know, to console me on Saturday for her to understand the severity of the situation as we learned more over the course of the next 24 hours. And we together, you know, obviously made the decision to postpone, cancel the wedding Sunday morning, alerted all of our guests, both the 50 guests who were inside of the country already, and obviously everyone else. We had another additional 70 guests, some of whom were in transit to Israel, and some of whom were still at home. So, you know, we've tried to act swiftly and do what we thought we needed to do in order to give people as much of an understanding as possible and release them from the responsibility of being here any longer.
We're glad everybody is healthy and safe. Obviously, that's the most important thing, but we understand how devastating it is to put your life plans on hold, something you were so looking forward to without any clear ending to all this. I want to ask you, you live in a predominantly Arab neighborhood. What is daily life for you like right now, and how is your community responding?
Yeah, I just wanted to first mention, I mean, obviously we lost our wedding, but a lot of people across this land on both sides have lost their family members. So we honestly, we feel lucky. We will get married. We're not concerned. In terms of the neighborhood we live in, you can see behind me, the sun is setting over Yafo in Israel, in Tel Aviv. And as you mentioned, it's a predominantly Arab neighborhood. It has been nothing but a positive, encouraging, compassionate and empathetic experience on the street. Obviously, when events like this happen in Israel, there is an increase in anti-Arab rhetoric, and it's important for all of us to understand the nuance of, you know, the difference between Hamas, Palestinians, and Arab Israelis. And I can say nothing but the best things about my Arab Israeli neighbors, who are not only my neighbors, but also our friends.
You have donated thousands of dollars to Israeli reservists. Why was it so important for you and Danielle to turn your grief into action? And also, what are you hearing about what reservists are facing on the front lines?
Yeah, I mean, the outreach that I had, I spent my first 25 years growing up in Boston, and only the last 6 in Israel after making Aliyah and becoming a citizen of Israel. And people from all walks of life reached out to me. It's happened consistently as there's been conflicts over the years, but this was clearly something different in terms of the severity. And as a result, the outreach and people in America wanted to find a way to help. And I wanted to offer them that opportunity to feel connected. And that coupled with obviously the need on the ground, we have many friends that have been called up, citizens, folks that have finished their army service after the age of 21 or 22. And as they continue to be reservists in the IDF Army, typically until the age of 45 years old, they have been taken away from their children, from their loved ones, and called up in order to defend us. 300,000 individuals called up to the IDF, and they are in need. And the country is mobilizing to support them. The civilian effort is absolutely incredible. I walk around the streets of Tel Aviv, and I'm just in awe in terms of every single kitchen, every single restaurant, bar turned into a support facility. People are packaging all types of different materials, whether it's socks, food, baking the soldiers cakes, doing whatever they can in order to feel like they are playing their small role And this is a way that I can play my small role. I'm not in the IDF. I made Aliyah at the age of 26, and therefore wasn't recruited into the army. And I feel like it's my responsibility in my opportunity to really play this connecting role between the amazing support we've received from folks all over the world and obviously the immediate need here on the ground.
That is incredible. Alec, I just want to ask you before we go, you talked about sort of your mobilization and everybody else in the community. When we hear about the humanitarian situation also going on in Gaza, what are your concerns there and what do you think needs to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I am extremely empathetic to Gazans that are civilians that have nothing to do with Hamas and their lack of choice, their lack of opportunity, the indoctrination of children into fighting for Hamas. Having grown up in Boston with nothing but opportunity, this is obviously a very different reality. I don't have an answer. Hamas needs to be demolished. There is no other option. Israel and the future of Israel cannot survive living with Hamas as the governing party of Gaza. The citizens are unfortunately going to suffer greatly, and we need to do everything in our power, obviously, to provide support in these days, open, obviously, free passage. I wish Egypt was doing more to open free passage. Again, I don't have the answer, but you can know that, there are many Israelis that are empathetic to the situation and, are praying for only the best for the citizens of Gaza that are not, associated with Hamas.